Hey guys, I wanted to come on here because I wanted to ask a simple question. And that simple question is, why? Why all of a sudden, over the past several years, have all these artists that we come to know or basically been referenced to or suggested to at places like DeviantArt, Furifiniant, So Furry, Ink Bunny, you name it. Why are they suddenly, I should say, going over to places like Patreon and Kickstarter? Why are they going there? Well, I'll tell you why. One, it gives them some extra income on the side, depending whether or not they have a job outside of doing, let's say, their hobby of artistic work. It gives them an opportunity to make some money on the side. Second of all, they realize that some places like Kickstarter and Patreon are the only places where they could actually be more creative at times and basically bring to life, whether or not by literature, writing it, typing it up, or artistically through animate through artwork like 2D, SFM, 3D, CGI, whatever animations. They realize that places like Kickstarter and Patreon give them a little bit more leeway. Why? Because they're able to be more creative and be able to share it with those that are fans of what they do. When I've come on here over the past couple of years and basically recommended things like the Mystic Makeover series by Mr. Internet Man, or recently things like, Metamorphosized to Malleability by Michelle, aka Jackie Lacour, on DeviantArt, or her other series, Unlimited, among others, or even the Demonica story series by Minor Dash Alterations. When I come on here and recommend those, I recommend them because of the fact that when I read them or look at them, I see creativity that some people might find a little unusual or a little weird. Some people might be like, why would it, some people would look at that and ask, why is anybody interested in it? What's so great about, about doing this kind of artistic work or artistic literature or whatever the case may be? What's the point? And basically the answer to that is there are those that actually like that kind of stuff, that are fans of the weird and the unusual, that are fans of the scientific and the fantasy. And that's why you have people going on Patreon and Kickstarter and basically saying, hey, if you, subscribe to my Patreon or you contribute to my Kickstarter, you'll be able to get some nice rewards and nice rewards and some bonus footage or artistic artwork that you won't get at our DeviantArt page or So Furry page or Furifiniant or Ink Bunny pages. You will be able to get that here, where basically you can help us, make a living on the side, make a little income on the side. It's kind of along the lines, maybe not so much, but it's kind of along the lines of, let's say, YouTube's monetization. YouTube's monetization, once you get to a certain point, allows you to make some money on the side, whether you have another job outside of YouTubing or not. It basically allows you to make that money. And yeah, it's a monthly deal, but so are the rest of these things. The Patreons, the Kickstarters, and even the podcast are monthly deals. Basically they gather up, all the viewerships and contributions and subscriptions and all that, that get made throughout the month. And then they let those that are in charge of those Patreon pages, have that income or have that financial income, come in their direction when it's all said and done. But the other reason people have gone to Patreon, have gone to Kickstarter, and have basically through certain tiers levels, programs, if you will, basically decided to display their artwork there before anybody else could see it publicly, if not publicly at all, but mainly for the people that contribute, the members of the Patreon, is because, again, like I said, it allows those artistic people to have more leeway. It allows them to explore these avenues that they know, hey, if we were to post this on DeviantArt or Furaffinia or Sofur or Ink Bunny or whatever, yeah, it might be acceptable and viewed by a lot of people, but also there will be those that will view it and be like, what's so great about this? This is weird. This is unusual. So to me, that's why a lot of people go to utilize things like Patreon and Kickstarter. It's not because of the fact that they want to have a little extra money on the side, along maybe what they make through monetization on YouTube or commissions through sites like DeviantArt and all that, but it allows them a little bit more wiggle room, if you will, to share their artistic sides of, doing things in a different, unusual, erotic, kind of, I would say fetish, WTF way that a lot of people are into. And they also and the way they also utilize it is by going the sci-fi fantasy route. So when you look at something like what Jovaron 16 does with their series, or with Real Renault, or whatever the name is, does with their series, they're SFM CGI, web comics, but, and the premise might be shape-shifting and being able to do things out of the ordinary with mostly female characters that have these powers. But again, going to Patreon and Kickstarter, give them that leeway, give them that freedom to do this. And if they want to, share it with those that not only subscribe and support them financially, but with those that not only do that, but share that same passion and same inquisitiveness that they do when it comes to this kind of stuff. And that's why I think a lot of people of the artistic side, and even, through things like YouTube and Vimeo and all that, go to Patreon. They depend on Patreon. They depend on Kickstarter because it allows them to make that money, that extra income on the side, along with any other extra avenues of income, but also be able to have that extra leeway to basically share their love and their passion for the unusual, for the weird, for the, the WTF kind of artwork and stories that nowadays have become very, very popular in the public eye. So basically, in the end, I just wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts, my opinion as to why people like a Jovian 16 and many others are, going to Patreon and Kickstarter and basically displaying more of the unusual and displaying their love for the unusual in, fetish-like and WTF, I guess you could say, world that is out there, along with those that may share, if not do share, the same passion that they do. Because again, maybe the thought process is, hey, if we share it with the public world, they might be okay with it, they may not be. So that's why I think they go to Patreon as well, to get that extra income and to have that leeway to share the love and passion that they have for the extraordinary, for the unusual, the weird, the fetish, the WTF and all that, along with those that have, that same love and are willing to support them in the end, to see that love, to see that, passion and, fandom for it come to life in several ways. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. Let me know what you think down below. I know this may sound like a random video to do out of the blue about some unusualness, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on why I think some people go to Patreon and Kickstarter in the first place and utilize them to display their artworks before either displaying it with the world or only with those that subscribe and support them on those sites. So, till next time, guys, God bless, take care, I'm out, stay safe.